back with it. Yeah, like I said, well, with the Sennheisers, maybe I will do a camera, but have a small room, so that's a funny thing. Yeah, when I came from Berlin back then, like some of you maybe can remember, on Andy Globe is the Andy Globe map, life as a musician and life of a founder, kind of what I did protocol or give protocol, how yeah how the musician, or how I do my, or how I became or become a musician, the life that I live as musician, by yeah, earning money with YouTube, of course, Facebook. That's the thing, as well as backup, kind of under God. I think that's important, and that's a great thing about YouTube and Facebook. You can share your content with each and everybody, and there's a beauty about, I think, being a human. You are, yeah, you don't have to fear, or you don't be alone, really, by calling on other humans. And that's a beautiful thing about Facebook and YouTube. For each and everybody, given a sign, hey, I don't know, I'm a musician, that's what I do. Or I start from Barcelona now on my road trip, or by myself. And um, yeah, people can enjoy that. People can come to the train or to that boat, to that new island, if you like. And yeah, you always find people in the social media that feels you, um, that um, yeah, doing conversation with you, word wise as well as like spirit wise. And that's the beautiful thing about this YouTube and Facebook. That's why I said, yeah, thanks for all these peoples, all these names that around since, I don't know, 12, 14 years since I started this YouTube and Facebook. um, you realize, I think, somehow after 10 years or now, hey, that's this, and this is who, and this is Mr. etc. etc. And that's a great thing. By, hey, we shared now 14 years, maybe, in the social media, and even maybe we don't speak that much so far, but I've seen your picture since many years. And that's the beauty about that Facebook and YouTube. You say, hey, somehow we start an relationship, kind of, in the social media. And hey, how are you? That's a beautiful thing, I think. By someone is out there who sees what you're doing, and maybe gives a back up, as under God, there's maybe kind of your brother or your sister that says, hey, I see it too. um, and that's a beautiful thing, I think, about it, Facebook, YouTube. You travel with people, you travel with a lot of people. Even maybe they don't respond in a word, but the eyes under God gives response. And yeah, that's a great thing, and that always kept me in the time of Berlin, or in the time of LA, in the time of London. Okay, someone is out there who you are, yeah, who is with you, kind of. And that's a beautiful thing, I think, about this social media. There's maybe, yeah, people from rainforest, or relative people, maybe doing it before this Facebook and YouTube. They stay in contact with the spirit of it, like, yeah, like humans doing it, maybe. And you can do this more public on YouTube and Facebook. maybe when the world was young, when people really started to conquer continents 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, when yeah, families maybe was get split. Some go to the south, some to the north to see what life is about, what life has to offer under this beautiful blue tent kind of under God. Andy Lowe.
Started out at 23 with 6 points of 17. Plug-ins I got from friends,
Ready to go for a break pump.
sold beats, instruments, to buy strings for guitar bands.
Sung a rap where I could. Get more model like tapes of hood.
Rich man from playing guitar. Rich man. Rich man from playing guitar. Real now like I was before. Found power to move,
Straight from mountains, started moves, London Alley and Berlin Egg, where I found 2 years walk best.
to the man asking home. Walk a dream anymore.
iTunes, online stores, accounts that grows.
Rich man from playing guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
Rich man from playing guitar. Rich man.
Was on G sharp F D B E M G7 and C at 9, and we splitted the song or the verse in 1 and 2. First was the full phrase to the C at 9, and the second part was to the third phrase. It's the B G E M 7, at least how I pronounce it. And more, and the chords and the chorus was just the B part of it. So it's the G, the F sharp D, and then it's the B G E M7 kind of. Beautiful.
There's food on my table, shoes on my feet, chains on my neck, holiday next week. Bills with that, just in on the road. Policeman, everybody's a cold. Roads to travel, checkbox to add, even great malls, things to buy. Essentially show where things to do. Recognize life's good to you. When hill gets mountain, then I get in, get love. I should mind and then start to smile. When hill gets mountain and I get in, get love. I should mind and then start to smile. Roads to travel to, talks to have, even great malls, things to buy. Essentially, great things to do. Recognize life good to you. When hill get mountain and I get angry and love. I should mind and then start to smile. When hill gets mountain and I get angry and love. I should mind and then start to smile. When hill gets smelled like a day. Yalla, should man, the dust of smile. When hill gets mounted.
Yeah, Andy Globe. Cool for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for buying one of my new arrangements that came to me the last days, and I think it's very interesting. Let's see about later on in the recording or in the listening to the recordings. By this beautiful song and lyric. Like maybe Mark Knopfler once said, I think I have it in the right, in a great arrangement now. By playing this song, I think a couple of years now, and thinking about an arrangement. Yeah, like you hear yourself in my music productions and productions, it gets more and more, I think, profound as well, like vocal wise, pronunciation wise, as well like rhythm wise. So some, yeah, me as self studian or studying musician, that maybe I don't want to speak too big maybe, but I think I always say to 92-93% I founded the music myself for myself, kind of. Of course, it gets reflected, or I listen to a lot of radio, YouTube music, like maybe we all, since I'm a little child. Try, of course, you have your heroes, and you try to maybe go after your heroes and idols. Um, of course, I think that's a natural thing by having these forefathers or role models. But of course, as a musician, you want to go your own way to say, okay, of course, we know that's Sting, that's Mark Knopfler, that's Paco de Lucia, etc., etc. Um, so you want to go, of course, for a certain type of level with them, but of course, by being the musician yourself, by knowing, okay, that's the Sting, that's Mark Knopfler, that's Paco de Lucia. If I do the same, of course, you will say, okay, that's Paco de Lucia. So, as musician myself, you want to be maybe the Paco de Lucia, the Mark Knopfler, the Eric Clapton. So you have to write these songs to go with that status and profoundness. So I think more and more there's a bit about it, understanding that songwriting more and more by, of course, being reflected from songs I did 10 years back and say, okay, that I'm proud of that song. I think as musician and as music founder, maybe being in retirement since the song, like a child, if you like, if you want to go with my SoundCloud, um, vision wise, what I wanted to do with the guitar, who I wanted to be with the guitar, and vocal. By, of course, doing music, not really by thinking of any, or not so far by thought, where's the peak of music? It's something you don't do not really for the money, by, of course, being focused. Hey, what is your job? If you don't pay your rent, if you don't go for grocery, you come serious maybe in problems. So this is my job, being a musician. but in the first place, that's my love, kind of. This is something that fulfills my life by happiness and joy, and gives me that program to say yeah. Most of the time, I go to sleep very likely because I'm good. I'm satisfied. I give my body that amount of work and effort the body and my soul needs to be satisfied. And more. Andy Globe. Yeah, thanks for buying. Check out my IBAN and my big. Thanks a lot.
Trapped in a jungle, they call it love. Pay my dues, learn to survive. Search my lane, collect my vibes. Protect the diamonds and Mars. Fear no dark, twisted light. As soon as the hell well the night. Be best, I can be praised. And they'll make them proud of me. Blinkers, still walking rise. Commission, give talents love. Blinkers, stay out the bubbles of my time. Make paint them sepsi and cloud sunshine. Blinkers. Blinkers, still walking roads. Commission, give talents love. Blinkers, still walking roads.
Beautiful. Yeah, what's the time? It's quarter after 11. At least here in 71032 Germany, Böblingen. So it's AM, I think. The postal service was not taken place so far. So I think it's to speak from AM in the morning. Beautiful. I'm impressed about the guitar and more like the plain availability, of course. Now, Jose Bellido, 1980, with a cedar top and a cypress bottom. I have the La Bella strings medium concert. It's about, I think, 10 to 11 euros, somewhere around that, and I play them very likely. Yeah, and it sounds just beautiful, just remarkable. I think it's very handsome. Um, so I think it's a well worked out fretboard. Um, and the strings, and it's yeah, just an enjoyment to play the guitar. Beautiful.
There was a man who traveled the globe, and his back a song he wrote. Song about peace and joy, whether he played it for a new world begins. When with dreams, work comes close to some forward, all he knows. Back for coins, guitar and hand, he sang song where he can. Left me. For your farewell, man with dreams, the work comes close to some void, all he knows. Back for coins, guitar and he sang song where he can lift forgive farewell, he left forgive farewell,
ladies and gentlemen, Andy Globe. And I'm very proud of the voice when I listen to myself now. That's a very, very beautiful thing. I think two things that really turns me on, or besides, of course, the producing, but as musician myself, really playing the guitar and singing. Um, Except from the radio songs, of course, it was I think, the fascination of Paco de Lucia um, came, like I said, came in reflection at the time with the San Francisco night in San Francisco, and this really turned my life to a whole different direction. Came from music producing. I started out, I think, with hip hop and beats, what I was listening to many years of my life since I'm, I think, 13, 14 years old. Then with 22, somewhere around that, it came that I produced and myself hip hop and rap and did some rappings. It's so vocal and beats, it stays with me, but somehow I get this reflection. Playing. I want to be a guitar player, and like I said, came in that zone of Friday night of San Francisco, and this turned my life to a whole different direction. Um, then I was like, okay, I want to be like, this is what I want to do in my life, playing the guitar like that, um, because it's that unique and outstanding. Then, of course, it came to the vocal. Still was, yeah, like rapper, singer, vocalist kind of. Um, and then the second big reflection, I think, is the Johnny Cash, of course, the deep voice that really is fascinating for me. And yeah, I did some. Then I play the guitar like I do now, and the combining of both, maybe that's me playing the guitar virtuose and singing to it. But of course, if we listen to a high C like an opera, um, I think that this the signals of it are that outstanding, at least to me, that turns my life, and that's why I start traveling to get this certain type of profoundness, to get this certain type of level, what these idols maybe have. um, 15 years back, when I came in touch with it. Like if we hear that low D from Tadeo, the video I post here and there, as well like the I think the video of the famous opera singers. That's just beautiful. And I decided so far to give my life to these type of signals, to go for that type of sense in life, make a music, find a new arrangements, um, find a new music, combining beautiful things, and study others people's music more and more, and be be very satisfied and very happy by maybe put my dish or put my stool or put my chair into by or to the table of grades, maybe, if you like. And this is a very beautiful thing in life, I think, that gives me sense and gives me, um, like I said, the response of satisfaction. And thanks God for that. Like I said, music, I think the Bible is the oldest songbook in the world. King Dave, um, in Psalms, or what is the English word? Palm for it, I think palm. In German, we say Psalme. The preacher always sings, the choir sings, the people sing. So I think the Bible is the first book of traveling musicians, like King Dave maybe was in Dave 23, Lord is my shepherd, etc., etc. So maybe King Dave somehow, I don't know where he was actually from, but I think he walked or went to down to Jerusalem, where the statue is in gold with his harp, and give songs to the people, what he studied, what we today found in the Bible as the Psalms or Psalme and all other prophets. I think more, at least in my conclusion now, was founders, inventors, and musicians, and that's what they told. Maybe the way, stay with God, do your thing. God knows you need to eat. God knows you need a safe place maybe to sleep, and that's what it is. Like I do my talents in Andy Globe. Yeah, I was 12 years ago at the Chakarata up in Liverpool. I was in London. Um, I think it's a Stables Market. I was in Camden. I was in LA. I was at the Sunset. I was in Berlin. Um, at the Simon Dachstraße, Boxhagener Ring. I played my sets on the restaurants and bars. I did my studies and yeah, earned my money and learned my profoundness and my craft maybe as musician and performer. And I'm very happy about it. To say, okay, I have a very profound playing now, and I have a very profound vocal now, like lyric, and that's, yeah, that gives me a certain type of very yeah, certain type of satisfaction, and thanks God for that. I'm like traveling since these years, I think, with God, or the believing and the keep it to God, and yeah, do your thing, and don't be afraid to knock on doors and show up with your songs and more. Andy Globe. I think one more song and then I'm out of the radio session. Thanks for buying. The amplitude shows 0, so of course I'm always okay. I have to earn money, and on the 0 amplitude, I don't know. At least my bank account since now shows no coin after 10 to 14 years, at least on this YouTube and Facebook. But I have the feeling that somehow it gets paid. So that's, yeah, I like to do that. And people on the street shows the response that they appreciate my being as musician. I cannot complain as far in the analog world so far. Like I said, if it becomes somehow in government's case, by having all these copyrights on Facebook, YouTube, etc., by I don't pay any fee so far as well to Facebook and YouTube. Of course, I have no problem with it. World should stay in peace, and there are a lot of influences from all over the place. Um, so yeah, I'm good. I'm doing music, and yeah, be satisfied to get a coin, to get my bread and my place to sleep from music so far. That's all good. Andy Globe. Beautiful. Yeah, stay tuned for more, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Globe. Isn't it beautiful? We played the F at 9, the AM, the C, then it's the G, and then later in the phrase of maybe in the phrase of chorus, we had the F May 7 5, we had the AM 7, and we had the I think it's the C at 9 and the G. And back to the C at 9. Stay tuned for more, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Yours, Andy Globe. Thanks for buying.